All right. Good morning, everybody. Grind, as they say. Had to get my Joe. But on the screen this morning, start off with our first sign of the apocalypse. Apocalyptic makes sense. You see that headline and you're just like, I don't understand. Right? Some things not make sense, and this is one of them. Political leader who's supposed to be a nationalist, be German, to Islam. Very interesting. The apocalypse, not really drastic, earth-shaking news here, especially that Europe is pretty much being overrun by Islam, but that's it's hard to make a comparison to something here in America of somebody drastically changing their stance without changing their stance like that. But just real quick in the headlines, we'll hit the high note, and I got a couple down deep stories to look at. Blow up this memo and these text messages, which we talked about yesterday. Text message you send one every 83 minutes. The course of that period of time, who was it told me that? Something. It was more than every 53 minutes. It was like 83 an hour, I think, for a period of time. Like 53 an hour. Look at the response. Somebody had responded to my post yesterday. To send that many, I think it was 83 an hour to make that number. Like, how do you send that many texts? I mean, unless you're a teenager, like, you're not qualified to send that many texts. Your thumbs are banned. Too, of course. This group after the election for the FBI, these texts is fairly for most of us. Talking about Congress taking over the general FBI. Talk about just banning it. Time. If only our grandparents and grandparents enough to back in J. Edgar Hoover's days. Can you imagine how better off corruption was deep then and entrenched in the to imagine what has all has occurred since then. So thanks everybody for. Don't forget to check out the cards, top right hand corner of your screen over there with the little circle eye around it. I've put in there to recommend today. Got them, but recommended some to check out. Shout outs just wouldn't do them justice, but go check the cards out, see what you might like or be entertained by here on the YouTube. Thing that one of the articles are trying to get at, but text messages primarily is what they always start out with as the impact, because it's just because the text messages are so common. I mean, it's a everyday conversation nowadays. Minimize it. The nature of it. to go today. I'm sure that will be a but see how that works out for us in our not. Let's look at some of the market stuff going on. Anything particularly? Oh, well, this just pops up as soon as I click over again. Record high. So they're continuing to pump the stock market, of course, because they have their money to make up for inflation and everything else. Looks like I may have difficulties here. Damn it. Today. I'm not understanding. At all. There dollar a night talking about the dollar going down. It's more expensive stuff, inflation. Harry, yeah, I don't know what happened here. It's a mystery to me. I don't understand how the morning can problems on my feed here. But Netflix this morning that I've seen, weather is relatively clear, unless you're in the Pacific Northwest and it's raining. We are to get this off the west coast and west. We're supposed to be coming in tonight, tomorrow. There's snow in the mountains, etc. I think we're just going to get the tail end of that down here around Reno and Carson. Sure, the Cascades will get some pretty good stuff. Hope everybody's got their Joe. On smart routine. Morning, and yeah, people are saying the gas is going fly, huh? I'm sure about that. Export, I think, really high for like decades. The most oil exported in quite a while. Another big kind of picture. Fortunately for everybody, and this is the day. And here, of course, California headlines it up. Can cause cancer, according to the state of California. They never missed on something that causes cancer, it seems like. Here in the West, in particular, the story about the wild horses is for the federal government to manage resources. It's not their job. When wild horse story has been local here for quite some time, and here articles are starting to hit the national side. And they're just focused on slaughtering wild horses. The environmental, it's got the in concert the supposed conservatives about the wild horses in the out here. They're a feral animal. It's like having a pack of feral dogs. Are not conducive to the environment. They're not naturally existing. And they have no predators, so they overpopulate and they destroy habitat for bighorn sheep, deer, all those good things. Up in arms when you talk about the range, because the government has protected them. The federal government knows better, and they will protect them. Since nobody can manage them, that's been their argument for decades. And with record populations, destroying habitat, basically destroying animals, it's just starving. They suffer as well. Can't make the hard decisions here. And this is really getting into my opinion. But a lot of the West deal with this. Like people come pick up their own horses or restaurants. No. I mean, let people round up the horses. Millions of dollars, millions and millions. Control is a mess. And it hasn't been effective. But that's in the news starting to hit the national level. You see $50 million annually that costs them. Keep them in holding areas. That's the one they keep in holding areas. That's not the ones they try to control. Some of them sterilize other ones, I guess, release them back on the range for some reason. Disaster. They're talking about making slaughtering the wild horses legal. The animal rights activists are up in arms. Extinct. They're not going to become extinct. They're not a protected animal. Not in a natural range. So it's a big mess. Is out. Just you that aren't out here. As Barry says, they can't manage themselves. Being our prime suspect. And I did see another article here that I was interested in. Oh, it was we continue to have problems with emergency messaging, apparently. So I guess after the earthquake in Alaska yesterday, there were still confusion amongst text messages that were sent out afterwards. So the messaging system the state was using, what Hawaii uses probably. So really, you're getting into a start ignoring. It's a error or something, right? I mean, nothing's happened previously today that we've seen on the news at least. Apparently, a mistake. Army warning for Anchorage. It went out and Anchorage in the vicinity, and they were outside the danger zone. So that was the confusion. You go send this warning, and you overlapped an area that you did eat it. It wasn't an error like the Hawaii one, but just more people got messages that necessarily, and people are going to start ignoring things. It's going to end up somebody get because they ignored it. And so these were delivered by the weather service, Army Warning Center, and they funnel through the weather service, kind of like you get the push to your cell phone. Thing there, that technology that because the possibility says 30 a.m. and then don't worry, you're out of the area. I would rather get a notification and figure it out myself than not. I think other information other than just initial. Get your stuck car, and we were outside the area. Bed, right? Pattern, but in the long run. Chat, hear me all right, Barry? It seems like you're following the conversation. So, Central Kentucky and long, it's always good. It's always good for you. As I say, it's good for the soul. I don't know why California wants to ban coffee, but if they do that, on then. Straw, right? What's it really going to take for people there to talk over here on the left side of, and I read an article yesterday, chromosome could disappear. I don't know how that, but the article kind of tries to explain it. Down, yeah, the cold is good for that. That's one of the great things about winter. Bug stuff. Well, folks, kind of a slow day. Mark's still at that record. Area that's coming up. Put out there for crew. Text messaging thing with the FBI is going to continue to be a concern. in Vegas is this week. If everybody hasn't watched YouTube, seems like the Vegas. In the headline of every story I've seen, and shot show converged at Vegas shooting, mass shooting site. To that, like, and then some insensitive profiting off of death, 50 people, whatever. In the local news, they're talking about the Reno Tahoe Industrial Center, the big place where Tesla's at, and all these new businesses is almost sold out of, basically, where all these big businesses can come in, which is good for the local area economically speaking. I would try to expand it, or otherwise Sonic are pretty much scooping all the land and putting in whatever. Business I heard the other day that had purchased of the land that was left. That's probably what this story is related to. It's not loaded. It's real. But on the economic front, things are definitely popping, you would say. For moose poaching in northern Nevada. Interesting. But sold from Idaho, drifted down, and somebody killed it. But we'll wrap this up, folks. I don't know what the problem is with my. I figured out yesterday. We'll wrap it up. No, there's a comment. Kentucky 250 plus. That's a good long factory. It hasn't been built yet, or not. I see, but that, I guess 275 jobs anywhere is. How many people support that place, all the different support things around it, and then the families tied that. Please multiply that by 2, and you're getting close to 1,000 people impacted directly, plus all the money that comes in. So it's good stuff. We'll wrap it up for the one.